Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, we're just basically going to be talking about the market, what's going on, what moves we're going to be making, where we at because it's summertime, and giving you a brief overview so you can be prepared. So tech took a beating this week. Qs went down, semiconductors took it. They was riding hard, and you knew this was coming. I kept saying this was going to be a thing that's coming. If you watched my earlier video, I said Micron was going to be the hot stock for the year. Yes. And you're probably wondering, so is that run over? That was a hot run and it lasted a long time. Nothing goes on forever. So, you just got to be ready. Hopefully you weren't leveraged. Like I keep telling people, do not get leveraged. So if you were just buying shares and you bought them back in January, February, you're doing fine. So don't even worry about it. Now the question is, should you buy more? Stay tuned. At the end, I'll tell you what I got going on with that. The big money rotation. Okay, so software had taken a beating earlier this year. I mean, good companies, Microsoft, Palantir, down bad. Anything software related took it, and they took it hard this year. So don't worry about that though. They're rotating over into that. That brings up the subject of what we may be looking at for the summer. Because in general, the market easily doesn't go up in the summer. But this summer has been a little different. June was hot. June was hot because of AI. And I really don't expect AI to cool off much. If you are looking to buy shares, this might be a way to accumulate in the AI trade. What is the AI trade? It's mostly like DRAM. I mean, DRAM is a ETF, but most of the things that's in the DRAM ETF are related to the AI trade. Semiconductors is more like Nvidia. The semiconductors, I'll tell you later exactly what are the semiconductors as opposed to the AI trade, because they're not the same, and it would appear that they're not moving at the same exact rate. The Qs have a lot of both of them in it, but they're definitely slightly different, because I will explain it. That'll probably be a video that's coming up early for this week. But back to what we got going on right now. So we got the June FOMC notes, his discussion about what is he actually feeling. That report is going to be coming out. That's going to move the market. Again, I said usually the market doesn't go up in the summer. It was riding hot. I'm not necessarily predicting that the market is going to go down, but based off history, I would expect a pullback. But now, I'm going to tell you the truth. I've been kind of expecting a pullback for 2 weeks. We just got it right as we were going into the holiday. Monday's going to determine a lot based off that. What we also have coming up is the beginning of earnings. Delta will report. Delta is an airline, so they're going to give us some information about the oil companies, some information related to oil, information related to market sentiment as far as leisure travel. And what's interesting is it's summer, so we'll get to find out some things about how much are people just leisurely traveling. MU is a very important place right now. Tesla dropped a lot. Smaller companies like APLD, which is related to the semiconductor trade, dropped huge, massive drop. That might actually be a buying opportunity. APLD has shown a lot of strength over the last 9 months, I would say. It was trading, I would have to look it up and have that for you, but it was trading in the $40 range, and it's in the lower 30s, mid 30s range right now. So that might be an opportunity. There's 5 catalysts. There's no real major catalyst coming up right now. to be aware of, except for the June FOMC meeting minutes, and that will be released July 8th. So take note, I'm saying we had a market pullback. We haven't had a drastic market pullback, but we had the start of it come right before the holiday. June 8th, the FOMC meeting minutes are coming out. This is the beginning of earnings. We have no earnings that have been, no earnings, no major player that's going to move the market is going to report earnings in the next 2 weeks. The only things that could really happen that could move the market up would be news, any kind of information of maybe oil is flowing really, really great, and that's going to bring inflation down. That will be the only thing that I could think of that will make the market just really run. But I'm just telling you, July 8th, mark that on your calendar. Tesla already dropped based off, I think, just the market just being too hot. The crypto and fear greed index is at 22, and it's been down for quite a while, but Bitcoin had a slight run the other day though. But the stock market fear and greed is pretty low right now, which lends me to believe that traditionally when we have midterms, we have a pullback. I still do believe that that pullback is coming. And I do believe that that pullback is going to come drastic on one day. I'm talking maybe 200-point drop at least. So with that being said, I believe that it will be wise to have some money on the side and be ready for that as an opportunity. I do believe that this year, as just looking at the way this year has already been cranking out and running, I do believe that this year we will end up. I think this will end up even more up than it is right now. But I think we're gonna have some rocky times. One of these months is gonna have to be red. Everything just can't run like this. And I would not be surprised if July is that month. I believe September is traditionally a rocky month, and that would be right before we really get hot and heated for midterms. So, this being said, be aware of the beginnings of the months if you are doing any kind of option trading. So with that being said, I would not buy like a 2-week option at the end of July. I wouldn't buy one at the end of August either. Going into the first of the month, within that first 6 or 7 days of August, this current month still, I'm gonna say that's for July too. July, August, and September, the first maybe 6 business days, be aware. Have money on the side and be ready for some drastic dip. The news hasn't got stirred up, but they seem to have been getting ready just the other day, like I say, right for the holiday, trying to make it seem like the AI trade is just entirely too high. And it's been running hot like crazy. So this will be rotation time, and they appear to be rotating into the software. So if you were thinking about wanting to pull off a trade, stocks like Microsoft will be good to look at. Anything related to that. Palantir been on a hot run. Palantir dropped like crazy. It went down to $100, and now it's back up to $130. That run could be already over. That was a heck of a run. Palantir has been it's been a dangerous stock lately though. But you could look at all the other stock that are related to software. Hold on, I'm gonna pull them up real quick. Yeah, so all the stock related to software. So that would be the main place that I would see a trade that would be worthy. And even then, I'm telling you, it's summer, so be careful, go slow. But yeah, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I'm looking at the software sector basically for the rest of the summer, because it was the area that was beat down the most. And again, I'm eyeballing Microsoft. I'm gonna keep an eye on Palantir. I'm not definitely sure about Palantir, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Other stock that might be important in that sector is our Now, NOW. That's another name to keep an eye on. I'm glancing in here on the heat map right now just to kind of give you some brief PANW, which is more related to security of software, and the number one favorite. Keep an eye on. Oh, Meta actually too. Meta dropped 4.9% just the other day. Meta and Netflix are also in that sector, but the one that I always like, he moves slow though. He moves real slow. Google moves real slow, so don't buy leaps on that. If you buy a leap on Google, you better give it some time. Google will pop one day. Google will run Google will run behind all the other magnificent Mag 7. And that brings me up to another point. I'm hearing a lot of stirring about them trying to beat down the Mag 7 now, right? The Mag 7, that's like Apple, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Amazon. Some of them are kind of not my favorites anymore. Amazon is one. I'm not saying Amazon's a bad company. I'm just saying Amazon, be careful with Amazon. I wouldn't buy leaps on Amazon. I'm not. I just tell you what I'm doing. I'm not buying leaps on Amazon. I do like Microsoft. That's part of the Mag 7. It was beat. Google is part of the Mag 7. Apple has been on a heater. And Apple might keep running too. Nvidia is part of the Mag 7, but is not part of the software trade. I do like Nvidia. Buying just shares, slow. Dollar cost average for the Nvidia. All right, so that's gonna wrap up this week's video. In summary, I'm looking at Microsoft and I'm looking at Google. And if I get another one, stay tuned. I may do a pop-up video, but those are the main two that I'm really looking at.